Malacanang remains upbeat that Congress would pass a much higher revenue sin tax measure than what Senator Ralph Recto has endorsed as chair of the Senate Ways and Means Committee. Presidential spokesperson Edwin Lacierda said the Aquino administration is pushing for a sin tax measure that would have looked at the revenues that the government has projected. This report from Rocky Ignacio.
Malacanang is confident that the government has properly presented its version of the sin tax bill. Presidential spokesperson Edwin Lacierda said this in reaction to the statement of Senate Ways and Means Committee Chairman Ralph Recto that the Senate version of the proposed bill is more practical and reasonable.
We will leave it with Senator Recto. We have already laid out the reasons why we are pushing for our sin tax measure. We have already laid out that this is a health issue, that the measures, that the revenues that we are going to collect will be able to fund sufficiently our universal health care coverage as well as the various health centers that we propose. In so far as the concerns for the tobacco farmers are concerned, we have also provided safety nets in the sin tax measure. So we certainly hope that there will be, again, our emphasis is that we're hoping that we will be able to push a sin tax measure that would allow us to collect more revenues.
The government earlier convinced Recto to reconsider his version that only targets 15 billion pesos in revenues from increasing taxes on cigarettes and alcoholic products. The Department of Finance had projected a more than 60 billion pesos revenue in the first-year implementation of sin tax. Lacierda said the bulk of the expected revenue will be used to fund the universal health care coverage. Malacanang, however, called on lawmakers to unite behind the government version of the sin tax bill.
I think it would be safe to say that certainly the administration is pushing for our measure that would have looked at the revenues that we have projected, that we have anticipated in order to fund our universal health care coverage.
Meanwhile, Lacierda confirmed the reported meeting of President Aquino with some senators in Malacanang last night. He said the president met with the senators with the exception of Senators Joker Arroyo, Miriam Defensor Santiago, Coco Pimentel, and Bongbong Marcos. Senator Chis Escudero was also present but had to leave early as it was his birthday. Lacierda said the president had dinner with senators and claimed it was a purely social event. For the People's Television, Rocky Ignacio.